Minister had just closed a revival in a huge Midwestern city. He stepped aboard the train on his way home and found himself seated beside a young man. For lack of anything better to do, he began to strike up a conversation with the young man about the weather or just things in general. When he noticed that he didn't receive a response, he turned and saw that the young man had tears streaming down his face. The preacher said, "Son, I'm a minister. Anything that I can do to help, don't hesitate to ask." The young man, through his tears, began to tell the preacher this story. He said, "Preacher, about 2 years ago, I got so mean at home that I went so far as to strike my father with my fist. At which point he said, 'Son, we're going to have to ask you to leave home. We can't do anything else with you. You're breaking your mom's heart. You're going to need to leave.' Preacher, I wandered all across this country for the last 2 years. Never could seem to find what I was looking for. But about 2 weeks ago, I gave my heart and life to Jesus. And I wrote my mom and dad a letter. I told them what had happened in my life and told them that I'd be aboard this train. I told them that I was coming home." Preacher said, "Son, that's all well and good, but how do you know that you're going to be welcome? How do you know that everything's going to be all right?" The young man said, "Preacher, we've lived beside these railroad tracks just about as far back as I can remember. And out in the backyard is a great big old apple tree. I told my mom and dad in a letter that if I was welcome home, that if Dad could just tie a big white rag at the top of that apple tree, I'd be able to see it from the train and I'd know that everything was all right." Preacher, we're almost home. And I want to go home so bad. I'm afraid that white rag won't be at the top of that apple tree. Could you look out for me and tell me what you see?" Mother preacher stood off the window and gazed out. When he turned to look back at the young man, he had a great big smile on his face. He said, Son, don't have anything to be afraid of. Well, that old apple tree's in full blossom. I never seen so many white rags in all of my life. Standing underneath that tree is Mom and Dad's waving a big white bed sheet saying, "Come on home, son. Come on home." And you know, that's just like the love of God. No matter where we've been, no matter what we've done in and with our lives, all we have to do is say, "Jesus, help me. Jesus, take away my sin. I give my heart and my life to you." And you know what? He'd welcome each and every one of us home. That may be your story tonight. Maybe the story of somebody close to you. Maybe they've wandered far from the fold and you're wondering if they'll ever find their way back. Well, let me encourage you tonight. Don't give up. Just keep praying for the prodigal.
You bow your head time and again, hope that God's still listening. Tears you've asked, Lord, bring it back, yet the wandering one's so far from that. Grace has never known a hopeless cause. Unceasing pleading moves the heart of God. Keep praying for the prodigal. Keep waiting for a miracle. Keep looking down the narrow road. See the sun come running home. Keep hoping he will turn around. Go boldly to the Father now, even when it seems impossible. Keep praying for the prodigal. It's God who hears each fervent prayer, can find the lost no matter where. You're talking to the Savior who can reach and pull them back to you. Don't believe the lie that it's too late. Your sweet reunion can't be far away. Keep praying for the prodigal.